name is Gabriella Janice Wassell. I am a post-op transgender woman. What does post-op mean? It means I have gone through multiple operations to obtain my female body, which I have today. Excuse the voice, I don't pretend to be anything different than who I am. This video today is a very frank, very straightforward, extremely honest, and I mean extremely honest. It's going to be hurtful. It hurts me, to even do this video. But I'm given no other choice anymore. I'm not given the decency to have my problems corrected and addressed in the manner they were guaranteed they would be, to the word of which a doctor said he would. Okay, let's get down to it. Please be warned, I am not going to withhold anything. I am not going to pussyfoot around it, joke about it, or whatever. I am going to be extremely frank, extremely forward, and you are going to hear the facts. The true facts, no other editing, nothing. And I'm sorry, this may not be liked by some people, but I am forced to do it. I am forced to give a complete and absolute truthful disclosure of these matters for me to be able to correctly get the correct method or correction of the problem I have. Okay, let's start. I am a transgender woman. I had to fight to get the paperwork, to get the authority, so I would be able to obtain my surgeries. And I'd fight all the way. I battled all the way. I got that paperwork and I paid all the way myself. I paid to have an operation on January 26, Thailand, Bangkok, performed by Dr Saran Bangkok Thailand from Saran Cosmetic Clinic Experts Surgeon. I was extremely happy. I was over the moon. I was going to follow my dreams. I was going to follow my destiny. I was going to have my correct body for my gender, which I've always known I was. So, we lay on the operating table. Dr Saran performs 2 operations for me, which I paid for myself, as in a correction of my nose and GRS SRS, which is the reconstruction from a penis to a vagina and genital association parts. Okay, operation. Couldn't wait. I was extremely excited. It happened on January 26, 2013, which is Australia Day in Australia. I am Australian. The flags you see behind me represent who I am. I come from American blood of old original settlers. They were part of the Mayflower fleet. I am an Australian. My family settled in Australia as free settlers, not convicts. I am transgender. My body, my female body and associated parts were made in Thailand. That is what all those flags represent. I honour and I cherish every one of them. This one is Thailand. This one hurts. I honour Thailand. I love Thailand. I think it is an amazing, beautiful country. I love the people. But to go through what I have gone through just recently is the most hurtful thing, the most disrespectful thing a person could do for themselves and for their country, especially when their country spends millions of dollars promoting an industry which, one, makes those doctors, surgeons and clinic very wealthy. It also creates employment which funnels through to help the poor. So when you do not honour, live up to your word, up to your agreement, you don't affect yourself. You don't so much affect your clinic. You affect your clinic's name. You affect your name. You affect the people who rely on your business, your company, to grow so they can maintain their lives from associated industries. 1. Let's go back to 2013. January 26. I'm on the operating table. He does the nose, he does the vagina. We have problems. 1, let's start off in the beginning. And we have to do this, and it's not going to be nice, and I'm sorry if you don't like it, but truth hurts, and this is going to hurt. Okay. After you go through the operation, you have a first post-op checkup process, which you probably have all seen, if you have not. It's now up to 420,000 from 223 countries on YouTube of this procedure, which is called unpacking to most of us. It's when they remove all the bandages and packing from the genital area, and it's the first time you get to see the vagina. As you would have seen by my expression and feelings, I was extremely happy. And I was. I was over the moon. I was finally free. So, anyway, I returned back to Australia on February the 22nd, 2013. Within 1 month, I had developed 2 hematomas. The first one was quite obvious. Extremely obvious. It looked like I was growing my testicles back, my balls. There was a great big huge lump on the side of my genital areas of my vagina. It was massive. It was over the size of a golf ball. I went to a casualty. They want to admit me. I said I need to go home, sort things out, because I'm a full-time carer of a mother. I'm not totally disabled, but she does have limitations and needs assistance. So, I raced back home. I'm in my driveway. I hadn't even got out of the car yet to get bath products, nightie, things like that I needed for hospital. That hematoma, which was quite obvious on the front of my vagina area, ruptured. It was a mess everywhere in my car. All over my seat. It's disgusting. It smelled. When I looked down, I could see this great big cavity. So, I raced back to hospital, because I don't know how bad this really is now. It's gone beyond my expectations. My mind was going crazy. No. Let's go back, because, I'm not being fair. Let's go back between the time frame of January 26th to February 2013. So that's basically just under a month, alright? What happened in that month in Thailand? That alone was an extremely interesting month, if you'd like to call it that. 1, I was shown how to dilate. Dilation is the stretching of the vagina cavity, which has to be maintained at a regular basis on a regular program over a period of time. You must maintain and do this. It's a post-operative thing we have to do, us transgender women. So, I wasn't really shown it properly. I was, laid on the bed. This is how it goes. Here's a mirror. You put it this angle, you stick it in. I did it once or twice in the clinic. And I mean once or twice. In, out, in, out. I was told that's how you do it. It's time for you to start dilating. That's fear and anxiety itself, because it's the first time you have to do these things. So, within those first few days, I'm in my hotel room. I've set myself up. And when I mean set it up, I mean this is a clinical process we must do, and it must be maintained very clinical in the first few weeks. It has to be, to maintain the integrity of and reduce chance of infections and problems. It's a must. So I'd laid the towel down on my bed, a clean towel. I'd got the lube, I'd got the condoms out, I'd got the dilators out, I'd got the mirror out. I'm laying, and I'm sorry, this is going to be truthful. I'm not withholding anything here. Okay? I'm laying on the bed. I have my back flat, I have my legs elevated, my knees elevated, sorry, my legs apart. I have the mirror in what I believe was the correct position, because I was only shown once very quickly. So I go to place the dilator into my vagina. I expected to feel discomfort and some pain, because that wasn't unexpected. It's what happens. Yes. So I lube up, place a condom over the dilator, exactly what you're meant to do. I have latex gloves on, keeping it all very clinical to make sure to reduce chances of infections. I did it very, very carefully. So I placed the dilator in. Within a minute or two, I could see in the mirror blood coming out. I thought, what's gone wrong? What has happened? And then I looked in the mirror and I could see my vagina had started to separate. Holy shit! I'm going nuts. I'm going crazy. I'm not knowing what. Did I do it? Did the doctor do it? What's happened? Why is my vagina suddenly opened up? Why have I got blood pissing out of my vagina? I'm on the phone. I'm trying to get help. I'm trying to get Dr Saran. I'm trying to get someone to help me. I had only one option. I raced back to the ER to Pievet Hospital in Thailand. Pievet is where the operation was originally performed. It is an excellent hospital. It is clean, it is tidy, the nurses are impeccable. They're brilliant, they're really good, and you cannot fault that hospital. I'm telling you now, it was perfect. The best I've seen, and I've seen many of hospital over the years through other people's problems. So my vagina is ruptured, that's what it's called. Blood is pissing out of it. I'm off into the ER. My blood pressure is over 195. I don't normally have high blood pressure. It's extremely rare. So I'm in fear of having a heart attack. I'm going nuts. I'm speaking to the emergency doctors. They're on the phone. They're talking to Saran, I believe. And they're told not to worry about it. It's okay. It's an issue. It's a problem which does happen, or can happen, but he will fix it. Okay. Good. He does. He puts me in, in his clinic, in his Australian clinic, in his own operating theatre upstairs, and he repairs my vagina. And I'm told, I can't dilate. I'm not allowed to dilate. I won't be able to dilate for a long time. I have to bear with it. I'm trying to find something right now just to show you. And I can't seem to find it right now, which is a shame. I've got it somewhere. But anyway. So, I'm told I cannot dilate for years. Not for years, for months. That's how I should do for the correct health of my vagina. This is my medical bag. This is what they give you. This is what I got from Australian Clinic when I got my vagina and nose done. Can you read the words even though it's reverse? Love my bear. I love Dr Saran. I loved every girl in that clinic. I thought they were amazing and beautiful. So, this is a dilator. And this is what you have to use. It is hard. It's plastic. And that's what ruptured my vagina. But all us transgender girls have to go through this. It's very slim, it's not very large. So I'm ruptured. He's repaired me. He's told me, it's okay. You are now going to have to use basically And it was exactly that. Oh, no, it's not there. Oh my god, I wish I could find it right now. I have to use a candle. Yes, a candle. The same candles you use to go to a Greek Orthodox church or a Thai Buddhist temple, or those yellow skinny candles with a crafted end to make it nice and smooth. I had to use that to keep my vagina open for a long period of time. That creates its own fear and anxiety. I'm wondering whether I'm going to be able to use my vagina, whether it's going to be able to be a fully functional sexual organ, and I'll be able to use it at a later date. But I had faith. I had trust. I believed in the man. I believed in his abilities and his skills to do the job correctly. That wasn't the only problem in that period between January and February in 2013 Bangkok, Thailand. I had multiple times, and I say multiple, probably 3 times, easy, where my stitches broke down on my outer labia, which is the lips outside my vagina. Don't need restitching. Hey, I ride that off to the heat and humidity of Thailand and my own body. Because I didn't go out partying. I didn't go out major league shopping everywhere. I didn't do shit. I laid in a hotel room, which was called the Watana Hotel, the Mansions Hotel, which was just around the corner from his clinic. And the girls and staff there in the kitchen service area developed a friendship and cared for me in those recovery times from those procedures, with visits from another transgender girl who was an Australian, and she would come and have lunch every day, which I paid for. She'd go do my shopping for me. She would go out, which I paid for. So I'm finally cleared to travel back to Australia, and I come back to Australia and we're back to where we were, as you already been heard from this video. 1 month post-op, I've developed 2 hematomas. I'm on the operating table now. They've removed one, they've discovered another one which would have made my whole body toxic, and it would have been extremely unlikely that I would have had a vagina at the end of it, or whether I would have had even good health. I could have even died. Truth. Fact. All these things are fact. All these things are past. They can't be changed. They can't be manipulated. They are fact. So, Dr. Saran repaired my vagina. Repaired the 2 hematomas each side of my vagina. And why I say this should repair my vagina, because it has developed a cavity from those hematomas into the side of the vagina. So, you know, it was quite substantial. It's not a joke. It was an extremely serious health problem, which needed immediately intervention on the operating table to save my life long term. Okay. I accepted in 2013 that I would not be able to go back to Thailand to have it corrected by Dr. Saran. Why? Why should I accept that? Well, the reasons I accepted that then and there, and why I never made a great big issue of that problem, was because of time. What is called a reasonable time. Reasonable time and the ability to get back to Thailand for him to correct the problem. Now let's make this clear on these 2 points. Reasonable time and return back to Thailand. They are very, very important, because you can't blame someone if it's many, many years later, really. You can't really blame someone, you know, if you can't get back to Thailand. Alright? You can't. You can't blame the surgeon. You know, you should have planned that in case it was going to happen. In this case, I had the ability to go back to Thailand if I needed to. Alright? But I could not. It needed immediately medical intervention which could not be delayed. I would not have been allowed to fly back to Thailand under any circumstances, medically, and no airline would have taken me. Seriously. So that problem was solved, fixed in Australia because of time and medical reasons. There was no other option. Options and choice. You might realise by now I'm making a very big point on certain things. Certain things like reasonable time, the ability to fly back to Thailand, and choice. Alright? For 2.5 years, I have quite happily recommended, I have gladly helped everyone who has come before after me in assisting them with any problems they may have with their transition. I have openly and proudly promoted Dr Saran and his clinic, as I strongly believed, right, in 2013, there was no way he would have been able to help anyway. So, that's called fairness and reasonable. But we've done the video you've all seen, which has had over 420,000 hits from 223 countries. Seeing how the happy I was, the expressions on my face, my feelings of him helping me obtain my vagina and me following my destiny. He's enjoyed great joy from that. He's enjoyed great popularity. His business has enjoyed increased wealth from them. It was not done to do that. It was done to promote what the awareness is of transgender people, what they have to go through, my happiness for me, my family, and anybody else who is interested in the process of having SRS, GRS, what the post-operative procedures were. 420,000 hits, 223 countries. When I got back to Thailand, we were 350, I think. No, it was over 250,000 by the time I had my operation. So we've gained, in a sense, 180,000 hits in just over a year. Pretty popular, isn't it? Averaging 10,000 hits a month. Wow. Excuse me for a minute. Let's fast forward now, because we've covered the points that he did a good looking job, quite professional. Very slight difference in height here, extremely slight, not really noticeable. Nose is nice and slim, straight, but it's got a piece of floating cartilage or bone sitting up here. It just floats around back and forwards, standing in my glass. It's quite annoying. And then we've had all the problems with the vagina. So we've gone on with life. 2013. I drew all my super out and everything. I drew all my money out. Any money I had in little reserve left. And I went off to Thailand. This time I went back because I strongly believed in the skills and the ability and the honourable nature of Dr Saran, that he would maintain his word, he would keep his word, he would honour his guarantee, because I believed he was such an extremely honourable person and a very skilled doctor, surgeon. The skills I don't deny, and I will not say he does not have the skills, because that would be a lie. He does have skills. Can he be honourable? He can be. In the right circumstances. That would be the easiest way. Let's go. So, 2013, we go to Thailand. Now, my Thailand trip, I had goals. Let's state that. My goals were to do things I never got to do in 2013. To go on my elephant tour, to go and cuddle tigers, to go ride on riverboats, to go down to Pattaya and party and enjoy, to spend good, honest, hard-working money in Thailand. One, for me to enjoy my life, for me to enjoy my journeys, to celebrate my having come so far. And I did that. I did that extremely well. But let's go back to sorry. I mean, this is going to have a bit of humour in it as well. I'm not going to be totally, down right to it all. But let's go back to it anyway. So, I arrive in Thailand. I've come off the plane. I'm meted by an extremely good, loving friend I really missed. I'm so happy to see her. But I'm not going to name her because she doesn't need to be named. She is a very extremely honourable, loving, caring person and has projected that love and caring to hundreds of transgender women coming to Thailand. Okay. We enter Dr Saran's clinic. After a period of time, we're in his office. There is me, two other Australian transgender women, both post-op, and Dr Saran. Would have seen the photograph. He has a big happy face on big smile. He's glad to see us. Then we come to the point of speaking to him. What are we there for? Well, one's there because her vagina, which he did, is not uniformed. One flat, one labia is bigger than the other. So he's going to correct that at no cost. The other girl tagged along. She'd like to get things done, but she didn't have the money. But he gave her free Botox. Just remember that part there, because I'm going to come back to that one. Alright? Then we come back to me. And he says, so what do you want, Gabby? I said, as you know, and I've been talking to you for months about having breast done. And I've asked you for months how much, what size, what date it was going to happen. But he wouldn't tell me. He was having a little game with me, which is fair, which is, I'm not, all was about to come clear. So I said, how much will that cost me? Now let me make this quite clear. I had in my possession the total funding to pay for my breast implants and Botox and more. I was not limited to the funds to pay for it. I make that very, very clear. Okay? This was not about poverty. This was not about anything else. Back to Dr. Saran. How much would it cost? When's it going to happen? I don't want your money. What? And I repeat, Dr. Saran stated, I do not want your money, Gabby. This is going to be my gift to you. What? I'm shocked. I've got tears coming out of my eyes. You mean you're going to give me my breast implants and Botox at no cost? Yes, I'm giving you breast implants 500 mil and the operation and Botox at no cost. Why? It's a simple question, a logical question. This is the reasons he stated. Okay? He, Dr. Saran stated, I'm giving you the breast implants, Gabby, and the Botox for all the hard work and care and assistance you have given all other transgender women. Also, nearly every client who comes in to my clinic for transgender related operations and procedures say they've seen your video. Interesting, isn't it? And this is a big bombshell. Please understand this. He stated, I am a extremely close, good friend. I'm honoured. I'm thankful. I'm overwhelmed. He honours his word. An honour. Remember? That was going to be one of the key factors in all of this. He honoured his word. He gave me a breast operation on June 20th, 2015. He gave me Botox. Now, Botox. Remember how I asked you to remember the last one? About the other girl getting Botox? Botox has a method of doing it for reduced infections, comfort, and so on. In the other person's case, and I won't name her name, unless she chooses to speak up, he had her lay on a bed and quickly just go up to her face and jab, 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 jab. And I mean jab, because that's what it was. I watched it. You know? I'm having a bit of, well, I hope this is not going to happen to me this way. I would have gone off my nut. But it wasn't. He quickly did her Botox and basically she left it and gone. Back to Australia. Come to my Botox. He did my Botox to what I believe is the correct procedure. He, cleaned my face. He applied a numbing cream all over it, as you would have seen in videos. Because I've videoed everything. I've documented everything. I've photographed everything. Every single fault, every single problem, every single event that's happened in my body in the last few years, I have photographed or recorded. Besides the actual operations themselves. Because they're just, no way, they're just too awesome. The yuck to even want to show. So we're going back. He applied the numbing cream. He applied the Glad wrap to assist with the absorption of the cream onto the face to numb it. As you would have seen in the videos and photographs, he laid me on the bed and he's putting all the Botox in my face. Everything's great. I believed. And believed his word. So, we've just received Botox. We've just received breast implants. Now, we start having problems. What? Yes. What are the problems I started to get? Wound breakdown again. I had stitching breaking underneath this one here. Multiple times. Really minor redness in the wound area. Come the antibiotics. So you put the drip line in, and it gives me the antibiotics by drip. I think, okay, this is just preventative. Alright. Restitches me. Good. He's honouring his word. He's repairing or correcting or curing any faults, problems occurred from his operations. Did the same thing in 2013. He honoured it. Well, that happened a few times. Eventually got cleared to come home. Or there was no other option. I had to leave anyway. And this was, what are we up to now? July the 1st. Yes. Yeah, it was July the 1st, I think it was. Or was it August the 1st? No, it was July the 1st. We're back home in Australia. Over the moon. I'm proud. I got these beautiful big breasts. They're perfect. They're fantastic. They look awesome. A little bit large, but they look gorgeous. They look perfect. So as soon as I land, I come home the next day. I do what I do. I go off to my local doctor. My doctor who's treated me all my life. For conservatively 35 plus years. He inspects the breast. He's overwhelmed at the quality of the job. He believed they were brilliant. He believed they were great. And so did my other local GP, who I would have seen in the week after that. That's two local GP. They believed like I did that it was a good operation. It was perfect looking implants implanted in the body in a clinical procedure. That are good. Everything's great. Healing looking good and all. Wow. But I'm still on antibiotics because remember he gave me some. You know, I had to keep taking them. About again, roughly. No, it wasn't even that. Within weeks, I still was not feeling the best. In a sense, I wasn't 100%, totally. I put up a good front, you know. My breast was starting to be a major problem. I made my breast implants. I mean, I kept talking to Dr Saran. We carried on conversations and communications continually. Back and forwards. I kept him up to date with every single diagnosis, opinion, data, results. He's saying that if I come back to Thailand, he's going to remove them, or remove it. It's the only option. And I said, well, I've got the money. I'll come back. Now, I had the money. Let's go back to fact. I can prove that. Go back into Facebook. You'll find references to that information. That I had the money to go back, and I wanted to go back to Thailand. So he says no. He says you're not to come back to Thailand to get it fixed by me. The Australian medical system, South Australia specifically, where you are, will fix it. Your local GP will fix it. Antibiotics. Okay. I'm not happy with that choice, but I still trusted the man. So I continued through my local GP. We've got to admit now, I'm starting to get really worried. We'll get to 6 months, so I'm going to fast forward it, because, you know, it's too involved. 8 different courses of antibiotics. 1 hospital stay, 40-day PICC line infusion pump, 24 hours a day. Why? To try and save that breast implant, the left one. I mean, both were having problems. Both were giving me symptoms. Both are problematic at that time. What were the side effects? What were the symptoms? Well, these symptoms I discovered post-operative. I made Dr Saran aware of these symptoms. Numbness in the arms up here, strained pain, both sides, tingling in the fingers, feeling that they're not quite right, not feeling 100% fatigued, you know, a little bit forgetful in some respects. I know it's not forgetful in that way, but I mean just about daily life. It started to not crosses and ticks the ticks is another way of expressing it. So, the only option left, because now this left breast implant, that's this one, as you can see, the problem. Okay, this one. I'll even show you the scar. Look, I'll just make sure we stay within parameters. You can see the scarring. This is a new scarring now. You see it goes right up and along here. So, they removed the left implant. They had no other choice. It had gone that, what do they call it, septic, is the easier way of putting it. It was attacking my left lung, because my body no longer regarded the infection in my left breast because it had been so long as an infection in just that area and allowed it to attack my left lung. It needed immediate removal, or my life would be threatened. My health was already threatened. So they removed my left implant. Against my wishes here in Australia, they would not remove the right one at the same time, because they didn't believe it was wrong, it was faulty. But I did. I knew there was fluid already on it. I told them I had problems still, but hey, you said, Dr Saran Bangkok Thailand, that my health system here in Australia would correct my problem, would fix it really quick, no problem, antibiotics. No, I'm not, these issues shouldn't happen. I shouldn't have to be going through this now. I should not have to be living with a mutilated body, and I regard it as mutilated. I can't wear my normal clothing anymore. I've got one breast which sits up here and one breast which sits down here. I've got a small one here and a massive one here. This is January 2016. This is 6 months after the post-op operation, which I battled, begged, pleaded, asked over and over again in very early stages to go back for him to fix it, but he refused. He refused. Within 2.5 months of the problem becoming a major issue, right, he stopped all communications, all discussions. Yes, he is on my Facebook page. Yes, he is kept up to date. 100%. Even when, and he has not returned correspondence, discussions, or advice. He was still kept up to date. He was kept up to date with all results, all procedures, all photographs. He still refused to acknowledge responsibility for his operation. He would not allow me to come back to Thailand for him to correct his operation. Problems from his operations. Now, I'm saying problems from it, because you can't say he did a bad operation, but something's gone wrong. Something has definitely gone wrong with the implantation of the breast implants. Something has done something wrong. Somewhere. Whether he did it in that operation or not. But he has failed. And I state that. He has failed what is called standard of accepted health care. He has broken his guarantee. His verbal word, he stated to multiple people that he will fix any and all problems incurred by his operations. 9 months, I'm dealing with this problem now. Still he has no action. Still he does nothing. My right breast is failing now, majorly, in many respects. I have already had 2 hospital stays. I have had 2 extractions of fluid under ultrasound using a 20 gauge needle. First of 190 milligrams of thick fluid containing a staph bug. Then the second second hospitalisation under an ultrasound needle, under ultrasound using a 20 gauge needle again. They remove another 220 mils. That is 410 mils of fluid removed from a breast implant area, where the breast implant itself was only 500 mil. So that's nearly equal mass. I can't get justice here. I can't get this right breast, which is causing ongoing health problems to me now, removed as it should be, because I have problems now with plastic surgeons here, because they don't want to remove the right one, because they want to rebuild the left one, because it fits within the government guidelines, and if they remove the right one, they can't replace the left one. Well, I don't really care. I don't want the implants. They have caused me extremely bad health. They have risked my life. They are risking ongoing health problems. But hey, Dr Saran, you Bangkok, Thailand. You know? You said you'd fix the problems. You said you'll guarantee it. This time you had no excuse. This time it was your honest failure to honour your word. I had the costs. I had the money. I could completely cover my cost of a flight. I completely could cover my cost of my hotels. My health was in a reasonable condition. I could have travelled back for you to correct these problems. If you had honoured your word, your agreement, your guarantee, right, when we had the opportunity to do so, I would not be in this situation today. This situation to do with my breast implants, with the extra body scarring under my body for the left breast, right, and now the future scarring on my right breast under it, removal of the right implant, right, I wouldn't be suffering these problems now. You would have removed them from the original scars from underneath my armpits, and I would be in a lot better health situation than what I am today. And a major point on this, my mother's health would not be in jeopardy. My mother, my 83-year-old mother in remission from cancer, her health, her care would not have been jeopardized or sacrificed, which it has. You're negligent. Do you understand that? You're negligent because you failed to honour your word to repair your operations, for you to allow me to come back. You said no. Your actions have caused ongoing health problems to me. Your actions have risked my health longevity. Your actions, your choice, has risked my life. Your actions, your choice, Dr Saran, have risked the quality and standard of care I'm able to give my 83-year-old mother, who has multiple health problems, 3 knee replacements, 1 hip, remission of stage 5 cancer. Her health, her care, is my priority of life. You have endangered it because of your failure to honour your agreement, Dr Saran. This is disgusting. You bring shame upon me. You bring shame upon your own clinic. You bring shame upon your own name. You bring shame to that country. You bring shame upon Thailand when you do not honour your word, when you do not honour your agreement, right? You damage that beautiful country's name. You damage every other doctor and hospital and healthcare worker in Thailand's reputation and name because you do not honour your word. You failed. You are negligent. And now you have risked my mother's life, which is not a good thing to do. Because that, Dr. Saran, is causing these reactions. That, Dr. Saran, you have attacked. You have attacked my home because of your negligent, your failure to honour your word to repair and correct your operations. Any and all problems at my cost of a flight and a hotel. You refused. Instead, you sit there smug, cocky, behind your desk, right, thinking that this problem is going to go away. It is not, Dr. Saran. Please understand me, and I beg you. This problem is not going away, sir. This problem is going to get bigger, and bigger, and bigger. I do not run away. You have endangered my mother's life. You have endangered my health. You have refused to honour your word, your agreement, your verbal contract. Sir, this is a declaration. This is a declaration that I will, at all cost, personally, financially, seek justice for these actions. I am, Dr. Saran, an extremely loud, arrogant, nasty bitch when I am screwed around with, or when I am dishonoured. You have dishonoured me. Now, sir, I am taking the fight to you. I am taking it to you in a public manner, and I will take it to you legally, sir. So please, have no mistake. I am not playing games anymore. I am sick to death of having to deal with these issues. I am sick to death of you not honouring your word, your agreement. It is time. You either stand up, you take responsibility for your actions, you either pay for the correction of these problems, right, or you fix them yourself. Because they're no longer an issue which is going to go away. I am not going to go away. I will not be silenced. I will get louder. And I will get very more public, sir. Have no doubt on the matter of that. I will go to whatever need I need to go, to whatever extremes I need to go, to publicly express my opinion on these matters, and to publicly disclose your failure to honour your word, your agreement. This is no longer a game. This is a matter of equality of life. This is a matter about a person's honour and respectability. And it's time you stood up for yours. I thank anybody who's watching this video. Your support is greatly appreciated in any form or any way you may wish to do so. You may contact me via Facebook, you may contact me by YouTube, or you may contact me personally by my telephone number or by my email, which you will find quite openly disclosed in any of my Facebook pages or YouTubes. The support for this matter is greatly appreciated. I will continue this fight. I am sick to death of this problem. I am sick to death of having to deal with these issues. I am extremely sick to death of the failures of many Thailand doctors' race from what I've discovered. It is time, Thailand, that beautiful, amazing country where you honour a king which is a great man. It is time that Thailand and the king, who is a great honourable person, stood up and demanded Thailand that your doctors, your surgeons, honour their agreements, honour their contract, to give a fair and reasonable guarantee procedures. It is time Thailand doctors and surgeons took and stand accountable for their actions. Thailand is a lovely country. It is a beautiful country. It has many beautiful things in it. It is a very honourable country. The people in there are absolutely beautiful. It does not need this shame. It does not need this disgrace. Dr. Saran, it's time. You need to stop these issues. You need to stop this problem. You need to stand up and correct what you honour. You said it. Honour. Fix the problem. Because that country and those people in it don't deserve to be disrespected because you don't want to honour your word and your contract. Have a great day. I thank you very much for your time in reading and listening to this conversation. Like I said, time, Dr. Saran. Stand up. Be an honourable, respectable person. Take responsibility for your actions. Take responsibility for your operations. Correct your